Welcome to What Am I Looking At, a podcast from the Department of Art and Design at Arkansas State University. My name is Dr. Catherine Baker, and I'm a professor specializing in the history of medieval and early modern art. Throughout this series, each presenter will be giving you insight into works of art from across history that are in some way unusual, sometimes strange, sometimes hard to understand. So let's get to today's dive into the visual world on your radio. On the 30th page of an illuminated manuscript known as the Queen Mary Apocalypse, we are confronted with a bizarre image that seems ripped from nightmares. Most prominent in the rectangular composition with red and blue background are two spectacular, multi-headed beasts who stand on green, undulating ground. The one on the left-hand side features a scaly body with dog-like faces sprouting out of 7 sinuous necks. Each has a little gold crown on top of its head, including one final face that is attached to the end of the monster's curling tail. The creature at the center is more leonine in form, with smooth pelted body and 7 more long necks topped with forward-facing lion visages with lolling pink tongues. Towards the top of the stack of open monster jaws, each beast has one head with a frog emerging from its mouth. Similar mouth frogs can be found springing out of the faces of 2 religious men who stand behind the beasts, their brown habits flowing to the ground and their hands clasped in prayer. This strange grouping is a representation of Revelation 16, verse 13, a passage from the miraculous visions of St. John the Evangelist, who we can actually see in the illustration at the far left holding a book and ensconced safely in a niche with Gothic architectural features. This biblical text reads, quote, "And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet." Currently located in the British Library, the Queen Mary Apocalypse contains numerous illustrations interspersed in this last book of the New Testament. Although often in Latin, here the text has been translated into Anglo-Norman French, the language used in England since the arrival of William the Conqueror. This manuscript was made in the first quarter of the 13th century, and while we are not 100% certain about its exact patron, it appears to have been in the Royal Library from a very early date, and considering its quality, was likely a commission of the monarchs. The artists who worked on this project, all currently unidentified, took a literal approach to the depiction of St. John's mystical revelations, and here we see the emergence of frogs directly from the mouths of a dragon, a beast, and false prophets. While the saying, "a frog in your throat," seems to have its major introduction into the lexicon in the 19th century campaign for throat lozenges, the connection of frogs and the body, particularly in and around pain, was ancient, and it was said that a medical solution during the medieval period for a sore throat were the secretions of this little green amphibian. What Am I Looking At is provided by KASU in collaboration with the Department of Art and Design at A-State. Stay tuned next week for another exploration of art over your airwaves.